fields are alive, cheering crowds and the teams collide. In these moments, we stand tall and free. First pride runs deep in me. With every touchdown, we rise and we cheer. Unity and spirit, the heart of the year. Raising voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zone to go, football and cheers make our spirits roll. Girls in the game, they're fierce and bright. Flag in hand, they give it their might. From every town they bring their dreams. On this field of gold, nothing's as it seems. Together we shine, together we play. In Florida's heart, we own this day. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zones go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. So here's to the game, we'll rise and stand. In Florida's field, we're a united band.
All right, it is time for the Drive the State show. Sorry, this is when we were trying to go on. It is, I think I know what it is. The camera is not liking the background for some reason, so I may have to take it off. That's what's part of my bog down problem, I think, was happening here. Apparently, it does not like adding a background for some strange reason, so I'm just going to have to, let's see if I can get it off of here. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, it's on the other camera, duh. Don't you just love it when everything with technology you want it to work is not letting you cooperate with it?
Isn't that how it always works?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's one of those nights, and it's already trying to get going here. But welcome to the Drive the State edition of the Blitz here on FloridaHSFootball.com, and glad y'all can join us here and everything. And yes, I got to tell you, Emery, what I've already looked at with these FHA rankings already, there's a lot of wackiness already to it here, and I'm just I'm befuddled, and Chris is befuddled because when we looked at it, when the power rankings came out earlier today, oh my goodness, I think some things are okay, other areas are not so much okay here in terms of where to. In terms of what we're going to see here coming up here in just a moment here. But, man, how are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing all right. Looking to have a few bars of soap for it ready to go.
Oh, absolutely here. And as I pull up everything here, I'm going to get this going here. Let's see if I can get it on the screen. There we go. I've got it ready to go. Finally, it finally clicked in. So, all right, we're going to take a look at, no, it's not the UFO. Oh, no, it's not the UFOs, Emery. I don't know. Maybe it is the UFOs. I don't know. Is it really that with the UFOs? Let me find out. Let me see. Is it? I want to know where everybody else is at. Emery's in the chat, but where's Mark Cannon? Where's Noli? Where's my usuals at?
Oh, there we go. Mark Cannon just showed up.
Mark Cannon. No, you can't. You can't do that. You can't stuff your face with wings and tease me like that, Mark. Thanks. Thanks. Oh my gosh. All right, as we get ready to roll into here, let's take a look at everything here with our first part of the bracket here, and that is with the Week 8 projected Class World bracket. Oh my goodness, there's been a couple changes at the top in terms of the top 5, Chris, but I mean, I think the biggest addition is that you see Sneed's come out, Cottontail's coming into this one here. So I mean, that's the biggest change that we're seeing right to second in Class World. And to note that the FHSAA has said that they are going to they're going to introduce 2 more FIT brackets like the World Class did last year. The World Class will have a bracket this year. We're not even trying to predict what the FIT brackets are because we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, there's a lot of coaches that are saying thanks, but no thanks already.
Yeah, and like it's an invitational, and who cares? And it's like a lot of teams are like, who cares? I mean, is it to try to determine who's the 33rd best team? And what really, it's not going to determine who's the 33rd best team in each of their classifications because one bracket's going to be 4A through 7A, the other's going to be 1A through 3A. The problem with the 1A through 3A is that there's not really a lot of 1A teams that are going to be left eligible. I mean, because you look at it, look how many teams are in 1A already. It's 41 teams technically. I mean, it's 42, but Zephyr Hills Christian got booted back out of the bracket here, so out of the classification. So I mean, when you look at it, it really boils down to, honestly, it's just it's mind blowing to think that, hey, we're sitting here in this situation that I just don't know how to explain it. It's really bothersome when we talk about this. Yeah, there's a lot of finger pointing and a lot of what are they thinking with these brackets? I mentioned to you earlier. I said it's like they're playing darts on a map.
I think it's you're playing with chess pieces here, but when you look at it here, you see Bluntstown still holding that 1 seed, but Taylor County still 2. But Taylor County, big win for them last week over McClay here. So Taylor County is starting to make a push, saying, "Hey, we may be a top team in the rural classification." Obviously, they did flex the arm, big statement there. So I kind of agree with the 2 seed for Taylor County right this second after what they did with McClay. Bluntstown, I'm not so convinced. I'm not so sold on Bluntstown right this second. But looking at it here, obviously Hawthorne moves up to 4. Madison County, another loss. They're 2-4 on the season. So a lot to digest there, ladies and gentlemen. But, Chiefland 3, what's going to be interesting is watch and see what happens after this week with Taylor County and Chiefland. They meet up this week here, and that'll be a huge matchup, not just for the state of Florida, but not for North Central Florida, the entire state as well in that world classification.
Yeah, and those 2 teams, they're really going to shuffle the deck on how the entire bracket shapes up in the next couple of weeks.
No, absolutely. Sorry, I had to take a swig of my peach water here that I've got because a lot of talking to do tonight here. Of course, we got some great guests coming up here for our 4 other shows, the Blitz shows, Southwest Florida, Space and Treasure Coast, South Florida, and the Tampa Bay one tonight. So we've got 4 great guests lined up here for you tonight on our shows. Really, at the end of the day, when we look at it, obviously the biggest change, again, Cottondale coming in, Sneed's out, pretty much the teams you're seeing here. I feel like these are going to be the teams you might see. Liberty County has making a push. They went from 15 to 13. So Liberty County, a team that was nowhere to be heard of from last year. Well, here they are this year. They're in it. So we can roll with that one. So let's take a look at Class 1A here in our bracket. Let's go to Region 1. The biggest thing I don't think really we see changing here is Providence finally has come up in, Chris, in Region 1 here. North Florida Educational, I said they would kind of be the one team that I don't think expect to watch them be here. I got to agree with you, Dave. Make sure that I'm seeing it because it's kind of dark there, David. Yeah, Madison will be the problem for me. It's Madison. I feel like maybe they're a little too low in terms of the seating, but again, you got to win some of these games. Some of these games that you won last year, not winning them this year. That's where I'm kind of struggling with Madison County. You say they'd be fine, but we've been down this avenue before with Madison County saying they'll be just fine, and they end up having an early exit in the playoffs. So I'm a little more reserved on Madison County right now. Is Fort Meade still ranked that much higher in the FHSAA rankings compared to Max Preps? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if what's going on the why to compare it, why it's off a little bit, but we'll see there. But let's go on the Class 1A Region 1. Let's look at it real quick. Obviously, Trinity Christian has moved from the bottom four into the top four right now. So that's another one of the biggest changes there. But as you see, McClay's lost to Taylor County. Really didn't impact them. They're still sitting there at the 2 seed. University's Christian lost to True North. Still, that didn't impact them either. So right now, you're seeing what's happening here with that. So not really much change there. Where we go, going to hit the wrong button there. There we go. Into Class 1A Region 2, the biggest change you see here is that there's a flip-flop. Carrollwood Day moves up to 1. Clearwater Central Catholic drops down to 2. Right now, as you see, it pretty much, other than that, there's really not a lot of change here. Melbourne Central Catholic obviously sliding down a little bit, but still in the bracket here. And right now, as pretty much, I think these are going to be the teams you see sitting there in the Region 2 bracket, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, the flip flop between Carrollwood Day and Clearwater Central Catholic. We're splitting hairs here with that. I mean, we'll see it at the end of it. So.
No, you're absolutely right here, and I think this is going to be the big thing. It's just really kind of going from that. And going from that with all this. So looking at everything that we've got here with that, there's really not much change here in terms of the Region 2 bracket. Let's take a look at the Region 3 bracket. We have St. Pete Catholic sitting at 1. I believe they were the 1 seed last week as well. So Cardinal Newman starting to make some push. So you're going to kind of see a battle probably between St. Pete Catholic and Cardinal Newman sitting in that 1-2 spot. Obviously, again, you are going in the week 8 here. So, I mean, there's not much room for error now for a lot of teams here at this particular point, depending on what you kind of positioning you want. But Community School 3, St. John Newman 4, obviously Evangelical Christian sitting there at 8. And these are the teams we're expecting. It's 9 teams left in this region. There's 9 teams in this region. The one team that is sitting out is First Baptist out of Naples. They're far way out. I don't expect them to even try to push into the 8 seed because they only have 1 win on the season, and that 1 win is against PK Young. So I mean they had to come back and win that game. So I don't expect much change in that region. But as Chris has mentioned in the playoff roadmaps the last 2 weeks, these 2 and 3 team districts, especially the 2 team districts, Chris, as you said, they take the fun out of football.
Yeah, they do, and this is a prime example of why. I mean, you look at the bracket and it's like, okay. And you look at the standings, it's like, okay. All your playoff teams are right there.
Well,
game.
Yeah, and Emory says First Baptist brings as much more. First Baptist seems much worse this year compared to the previous season. Well, obviously they had changed. They let go of the coach that basically started the program and built that program. Won them that 1 state title just a couple years ago, and when that happened, almost all the top players transferred out to various schools around the Naples area, and First Baptist basically was the loser in this. So. That is what happened there in that situation. Class 1A Region 4, I got bones to pick on this one. Go ahead, Chris. What bone are we going to pick on this one?
Do I even have to say it? Why is St. Andrews number 1? Why is St. Andrews number 1? I don't get it. I mean,
I'm just befuddled. I'm baffled. Tell me who St. Andrews has played that's better than Chaminade Madonna's schedule. Please tell me who. Please tell me who.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you stack every other team's schedule in this region right now against Chaminade Madonna's day. Chaminade Madonna would win 900 times out of 1,000 times out of 900 times.
Oh, yeah. And you see this, and it's like, all you can do is kind of laugh at it and like, yeah, right. I mean, this is it's like an April Fool's joke. It's like they're basing the thing all on win more than print the schedule.
I'm just. I mean, if this is going to be more based on wins, just yeah. Man. Oh man. I digress. We'll just leave it there. Not much change, I think, really sitting this.
Yeah, not much
region
other than why St. Andrew's number one. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it.
I'll just tell you this. I'll just tell y'all this right now. Chaminade Madonna is not number one by the time when we get to into regular season. We will be calling this out, and we will call this out. We will call this out live on air.
Oh yeah,
because I think the way we're going to approach this year in terms of when, instead of waiting to do a show after the FHA comes out, I think what we're going to do is do something set up like this where we can bring in the FHA feed on YouTube. We'll bring it in, put it on this screen here. What you see, right now we're going to see, and we're going to hear them live, but we're also going to be talking live, and we're going to say yes, no, up, down, and we're going to have discussion on it as it goes live. I think that's the way we're going to approach it this year. They depend. The biggest question is when are they gonna what day are they gonna put all that stuff out, because that's gonna write a lot as to what we do with that. But anyways, I digress. Let's go on to 2A here, because I mean honestly, 2A is much better to talk about. Anyways, Bowls at 1 seed in Region 1. I think Bowls will end up clinching that spot. I don't have no questions about that. Bowls, Pensacola Catholic 2, obviously no sweat there. Florida High's making some moves now up to 3. Freeport 4, South Walton 5. That'll be an interesting matchup in that 4-5 spot if it holds. But North Bay Haven, they're the one team that has all of a sudden snuck into the rankings here, and big win over. I'm getting oh, Mark. He's making me jealous with these honey garlic wings. Chris has no comment. Anyways, as we roll on, yeah, I know. But anyways, North Bay Haven, the one team that has made the jump into the Region 1 rankings. Obviously, they are making some moves here. They're winning some games and beating Mariana 17-14 this past week. Huge win there for the Buccaneers for North Bay Haven. So big win right there for them. Give them a round of applause on that one as we roll along here. All right, going into Region 2 in Class 2A. We see Bradford still sitting at the 1 seed, Villages 2. I think, looking at the oh, Emery, y'all are making this fun. I appreciate all of y'all joining us and watching us here. All right, obviously we look at it. Bradford 1, Villages 2. Newberry's making the push, obviously beating Santa Fe. Didn't jump Santa Fe in the rankings, but they are now sitting in the rankings. Obviously, you see here there's been a swap with the 8C. Lake Placid's out. Avon Park is in right this second, but we will see how much that holds up. Those two teams play in 2 weeks from Friday. So we'll keep an eye on that one with Avon Park and Lake Placid, because whoever wins that district, I think it's 2A7. Those two teams will basically end up settling the score and going from there. So just, or it's 2A8, I want to say, actually maybe 2A8. That basically whoever wins between those two teams will get that 8 seed there. It's in that bracket right now. The number 8 team actually in that region right now is Berkeley Prep. But if Berkeley Prep, who finally won their first game this past week, if they don't get some more wins, Berkeley Prep could be on the outside looking in on this. So it's going to be a battle between Berkeley Prep and Newberry, probably for that 7th spot right there, because whoever wins 2A8, Avon Park or Lake Placid, those are the teams. So we'll see what happens there. And let's roll along here to Region 3, Chris, here. Cardinal Mooney won, but we've got a new entrant into the bracket here, and right this second in the projections, and it's Inlet Grove this week.
Yeah, I see that, and that kind of confuses me too. So I'm
but If you look at it, 4-5 Calvary Christian, Kings County, Glade Central, Bishop Road, they play this week. So keep an eye on that one there. That'll be interesting to see what's going to happen there with those two particular teams. So keep an eye on that because that's a potential playoff rematch that could happen here. Obviously, Lakewood looking like they could end up hosting North Broward Prep. So again, but it depends on what happens. I think North Broward Prep may have won their district or will win their district. Or Calvary Christian, I'm sorry, Calvary Christian. It's confusing with these two team districts. Trust me, these two team districts don't make it easy. Okay, so yeah, it's don't forget they're trying to start for the first 16 teams left out. They're trying to start it. Yeah, we know. We discussed it. We discussed it briefly at the start of the show. We don't really want to touch this because really, playing for third place basically at this point is what I call it.
And not to mention the 3-team districts really stuck too. So.
Yeah. So that's it with 2A Region 3. 2A Region 4, Immaculate Cell. We see nothing. We don't see a lot of changes there. Immaculate Cell, Cardinal Gibbons. They're gonna fight for the 1-2 spots basically in that region. But look at Gulliver Prep has made a shot up the rankings here. Now sitting at the number 3 seed with Killian at 4 and Somerset Silver Palms 5. Obviously, Ransom Everglades sitting there at 8. So I mean, Inland. I'll go back Winston James real quick. Inland Grove is a good story. I like what Remington Young is doing there. I think it's an inject of good morale that is happening there. So that is good to know that they are doing that there. So keep an eye on Inland Grove. But Chris.
I cannot remember where Gulliver Prep was last week, and it's like they came out of nowhere.
I mean, well, yeah. Let me see if I can pull. Give me 1 second, Chris. I've got the. Oops. Let me pull that up here. Get my files here. Yes, I have my files here. I've got last week's rankings here. Let me pull that one up here. I want to say where did I put that one at? Let me pull that one up here. I'm gonna see if I can pull up here on that one from last week because I can tell you on this one. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. 2A Region 2, Region 3, Region 4. Gulliver. Well, that's interesting because it says it was Gulliver. Actually, last week Gulliver was at 3. So they were week before that. I think they were below. They were further down below that. So there you go.
Okay.
But it's just all of a sudden they've come out of nowhere all of a sudden. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one and see where we go from there on that one here. All right. So our next team up on our Class 3A Region 1, let's look at that. We'll go into this classification and we'll take a break here. Reigns won, no surprise, obviously beat Rebolt pretty solidly on Saturday in the Northwest Classic. No issue there. You see there, Yule's still sitting at 2. Brains and Yule will face each other. I want to say coming up here on week number 10, I want to say. Yes, week number 10, but you see Bay sitting at 3, Bishop Kenny 4, obviously Wakulla 5, West Florida 6, Baker County 7, Godby 8. It looks like right now, as it seems like 5A2 may be the one that carries 3 teams into the playoffs.
Yeah, not a real surprise because the rest of the region is pretty weak. So yeah. It is what it is.
I mean, it pretty much where it is right now on this one. But as we look at that, but that's 3A Region 1, 3A Region 2, Bishop Moore at 1. Weeki-Wachi's 8, but they're actually the number 9 seed right now in their particular in this region. In Region 2, Dunellen is actually the number 8 team, but Weeki-Wachi would boot Dunellen out of that 8 spot because of the highest rated team right now in 3A District 7. Looking at the rest of it, you got South Center, East Side, and 4-5. Those 2 teams play this week, so that'll be a big matchup to keep an eye on and see what happens there. Tavares making a move here. Big win over New Smyrna Beach this past week. Tavares now making a move back into the brackets here, so keep an eye on Tavares. I think they're going to settle in for a playoff spot here this year based upon the way they're playing here. Late, O'Galley, Titusville, that would be a big Brevard County rematch. There in O'Galley and Merritt Island, they play. That's another big matchup to keep an eye on as well.
Yeah, not really much of a surprise with this bracket. It's about what we would expect. I mean, you got the usual suspect in that one district. So.
No, absolutely here. All right, as we take a look at 3A Region 3 here, no surprise, Booker sitting at the 1. I think Booker will lock this 1 seed up pretty much. I think. when we look at the rest of the teams that are in this bracket from this region, it's, as I put it up here, my hands on the screen, here's Booker, here's everybody else.
Yep.
That's all you need to know about this region. Here's Booker, here's everyone else. Forget it. Everybody else is playing for second place in that region. There you go. That's the way I'm going to describe it. It's pretty easy. And Mulberry, thanks for playing, but yeah.
Yeah, collect your prize on the way out.
Yep. But here we go. This one, Miami Northwestern still sitting in the 1 seed, 30-21 win over Miami Central. No surprise there. And some people, by the way, Chris, some people asked me about the FPRI. They kind of questioned, they thought Miami Central should have been the favorite in that game. But I'm like, let's see. I think Miami Northwestern is the favorite here. Miami Northwestern showed why they were the favorite, and they flexed that muscle. They were a forecast 1 by 9. So very close on the forecast there, even close on the points of what the amount of points were going to be scored. And 30-21, it projected to score 30-20. So talk about being how close that was.
So look, if you look at this bracket, one thing stands out to me. Last week's result, St. Brendan went down to Key West and won. Look at the ranking. Look at the rankings. Sorry.
Get some water, Chris. Get some water while you got a moment. But I'll finish that thought here. But St. Brendan, they did win down to Key West. They won that game. Actually, was it Key? No, wait a second. No, it was St. Brendan. No, Key West won that game, Chris. Yeah, are you okay, Chris? Oh yeah, Chris is a little bit of just hit right at the wrong time there, sitting there talking about going back to Key West and St. Brendan there, looking back at everything there with the Key West. Key West drops they won that game 36-14 over St. Brendan. St. Brendan was actually the projected winner in that one. It was a projected forecasted winner in that one, but lost that one. But Lele, you see, they're sitting there at the 3 seed, Estero 7. Really, honestly, I got to tell you this here, Chris. It really what's the biggest shame in this? Yeah, it looks like Chris is okay. I got to be honestly, I got to say here is that the biggest shame is that Miami Northwestern and Miami Central, those two teams are going to end up meeting in the regional final in Region 4. They really both. I got to tell you, these two teams should probably be playing for the state championship. I mean, our neighbors to the north are going to do a true seeding 1 through 32. Forget anything else. VHS is that. By the way, that just happened. That just happened yesterday up in Georgia. So there you go.
Yep.
But somehow, yes, I'm glad Chris is better there now. But somehow we can't do that here in Florida. We can't even do 1 through 16 north and south. I wish we could at least get to that part. I understand that travel's a problem here, but you know what? My opinion is this. Here's my opinion on all of this: is that when we look at it, I gotta say that the biggest thing to me is this: if you're going to play. And you're going to play. You're going to do this, and you're going to do this right. Go ahead. You're going to you should travel in the playoffs. I understand that budgets and this and that, but you know what? If your community cares about what you're doing, they're going to find the money to get you to point A to point B if you have to get on the road and travel.
Yep.
That's just pretty much it. So at some point we've got to start doing something, because right now, even though they reseed the top 4, they reseed the 4 teams in the thing, it's still the winner coming out of each region. The problem is, are we getting the 2 best teams into the state championship game? My answer is no.
Nope.
And that's one of my little mini soapboxes for the night. So there you go.
Yeah, just on this bracket, St. Brendan and Key West, they should be flip-flopped. I mean, that's just crazy.
Well, yeah, no, Key West, and you know what? Key West did beat St. Brendan, so that's the thing. That's right. So Key West 4, St. Brendan 6, Cypress Lake 5. I mean, actually, that would be interesting to see Cypress Lake and Key West play each other, because they were in the same district together in Class 2S back when with Metro Suburban, and actually Key West didn't mind doing the traveling. I mean, they have to travel already, but they didn't mind being in the suburban classification, because it got them away from the Miami Powers to be. So If David, seeding 1 through 32 in each classification would bankrupt a lot of programs in Northwest Florida and would be the innovators. The problem is, I know we couldn't get to that, but I feel like we could get to a 1 through 16 North versus South. I feel like it would get us closer to a scenario that would work. But here's the thing: if we're gonna have this open division bracket and we're gonna seed 1 through 8 and we're gonna take the 18, we're gonna take the top 8, which I bet there's a lot of debate to be handled on that one. If they're going to do that, why can't they do it for the rest? And why are they doing it already now with rural classification? Why are they doing it there 1 through 16? If they're doing it there, and Pahokee, by the way, Pahokee is the further south team outside of Moorhaven. The other team that's in the south really is Marathon, but Marathon's not even in the mix for this. So let's just not even talk about that one right now. But you got Pahokee, you got Moorhaven. And there's if they're doing it in the rural, why is the issue here? Why is it not, at least something, change it up a little bit, do something. But right now, what we got, I don't know if we're getting the best teams here.
No, we're not. And this bracket tells you everything.
No, it really does. It really does. But man. But anyways, as we get ready, we're going to take a quick break here on the show here and come back, and we'll do 4A, 5A, 6A, and 7A to wrap up this show, and then we'll get ready for our Southwest Florida Blitz show coming up here at 7:30 here. You're watching the Drive the State show here on FloridaHSFootball.com and the FloridaHSFootball.com social media networks. We'll be right back right after this.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Touchdown! Juggled and caught!
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I thought, if that's out there, I want to make sure I see it and I get involved in it, because to me, this was music to my ears. I was blown away. When you look at today's kid, the millennium kid, they learn by being able to see it. If I can see it, there's a great chance that I can do it. First Down Playbook is a tool that can essentially change the way we teach the game.
All right, welcome back here to the Drive the State edition of the Blitz here on FloridaHSFootball.com. Appreciate everybody joining us here. And yeah, David, as I look at the comments coming back here, Facebook discussing that, honestly, I think it cost Shipley $10 to $15K last year to travel for their one playoff game last season. There are a lot of schools that would struggle to pay that multiple weeks in the playoffs. I mean, I get that's part of the problem here. I get it. And there's got to be some things that I think on the FHA side has to happen here. And that's where the FHA really, the thing is that they want the schools to pay the bill first, then submit for reimbursement, but they don't always get that reimbursement necessarily. Sometimes they don't get it in, I've heard some stories they not get it paid back in a timely manner. They don't get, they don't even recover some of the money that they get. And I feel like there's got to be some things here that, like, okay, if we're going to do this, the FHA needs to back it up with some big corporate sponsorships, get some big corporate sponsorships that is strictly just to cover things like this. That way the schools don't have to sit there and try to worry about, hey, where's that 10 to 15K coming from? Got to do something here in this day and age. Otherwise, I tell you what, we're never going to get the two best teams sitting in a state championship game. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, you see other states like Georgia and Texas, they're thriving because they've got this rich tradition and they got the right people backing their statewide organization. And that's why that they're so successful that they when they're in their playoffs.
No, absolutely here. All right, as we take a look at what we've got going on here, I mean, Emery, you just hit the nail on the head. They help pay for teams travel further away playoff games. I mean, honestly, you know what? Maybe in some instances, maybe some of this needs to go to neutral sites on some of these games, depending on, if the travel distance is a certain amount, go to neutral site. And trust me, you can find a neutral site. It's not that hard. You just kind of call up a few schools that say, hey, okay, is your field available?
To this day, the state of Texas does neutral sites in the playoffs. So there's not many home games as far as the playoffs go in Texas. Most of those games in the playoffs are neutral site games.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at Class 4A Region 1 here as we get into the 4A bracket. St. Augustine sitting in that 1 seed. I think St. Augustine will lock this 1 seed up. Choctaw probably will push a seed up for that 1 seed. Keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens here. Columbia 3. I think Columbia will finish no better, no higher than a 3. I think that's where they're going to be at, about a 3, where they're going to finish at in terms of the seeding here. But looking at everything here, as we look at it, we see Rickards at 8, but Rickards got blown out by Bishop Kenny. This one's bothering me a little bit about Bishop Kenny. I mean, Rickards sitting there in that 8 spot, but we'll hold for now on that one, Chris. I have a lot of questions about Rickards sitting there, even potentially being playoff eligible right this second.
Yeah, you look at the bracket, and the other team that stands out is Escambia.
Well, Escambia's making a push, and Escambia actually has a 1-0 lead in their district, so Escambia could end up winning that district altogether outright. It may slip into the playoffs as a district champion with a losing record. There's a potential for that to happen here.
Yeah, it's happened several times so far. So
yeah. So, but Arnold at 6. Arnold at 6 is a little too high, but that's where the numbers are at. But I'll tell you what, I can almost want to say. Let me see here. Let me here. I gotta do this real quick because I think it's gonna pop up on the other screen here, and I need to do this so that way I don't give away the secret sauce. There we go. All right, there we go. And I'll bring this back up here on that one. All right, so I've got the rankings have already been ran here for this week here, so I can kind of go back and look at what we're talking about here in terms of the regions here, but. I got to tell you, looking at it, Chris, it really bothers me. I mean, when I look at the rankings here, I mean, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would have Arnold. Basically, if we used the Florida Power Rankings Index, Arnold would be sitting at 7, not 6. I mean, Escambia actually would be sitting around the 6th seed actually. So they would Arnold and Escambia would flip flop. Pine Forest would be the last team. Pine Forest, who only has 1 win, I feel like has played a much better schedule at this particular point. Maybe compared to Rickards. Maybe they've played. I think they've played. Secrets. Oh my gosh!
Emery, I wonder if you can name the 23 flavors in Dr. Pepper.
It's 43 flavors in Dr. Pepper. Interesting. Interesting. All right. As we said, just keep an eye on this region. I think a lot's going to happen here in the next couple of weeks here, especially since, week 8, and then we have week 9, 10, and 11. We only have, after this week, we only have 3 weeks of the regular season left. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Zephyrhills at 1 seed in this region too. This one, I'm having a bit of a struggle with, Chris, on this one, because honestly, I feel like there's about 3 teams that are better in this region than Zephyrhills in terms of what their schedule's been like, and I can name those 3 right now. The teams that are sitting in the 2, 3, and 4 holes right now.
Yeah, we discussed this earlier today, and we're looking at this and with a confused look on our faces, like, why is this?
It's not the knock Zephyrhills. It's not the knock Zephyrhills. It's just that the 3 teams that are below you have played a better schedule in terms of strength of schedule at this particular point.
I could argue Auburndale played a better schedule than they have. So.
I mean, honestly, let's look at it here. So right now, it's actually compared. The OSI's got Auburndale a little lower than what but it's some of it's also you got to win some of these games too. But I'm interested to see what's going to happen here with Zephyrhills. But I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to certain games, Lake Wells, Vanguard, Jones, those guys, Lake Wells ranked ahead of Jones is laughable. Well. Ladies and gentlemen, that issue will be determined this week because Jones and Lake Wells is on the docket. So there you go. Yeah. Now, Mike Taggis is 100 in the present season. The Villages is a combined opponent record of 17-29. Are they successful because they're a lesser SOS, or are they legit? Man, that's a big question right there. I think some of it is with the Villages was down. The Villages struggled last year. I think some of it, they got some transfers in. Obviously, the Villages is going to be growing. I feel like some of it's growth based. Why they're being more successful because they're getting more students in. The school. I'll say this, Chris. Here's the thing: the school about the Villages Charter High School, is that it was really more limited to about 900 to 1,000 students when they were at their old campus, and that was just a couple years ago. Now, ever since they moved to the new campus can hold up to 2,000, like over 2,000 students. And now they're going to start seeing that growth. And I saw some video clips there from the Villages, and where the last time I was there was no homes right across the way where the stadium is at. Now there is a bunch of homes, and it's family homes. So a lot has changed real quick in just less than 2 years' time. So I think some of it is more based on growth, not necessarily the schedule. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's also Coco's dealing with injuries. I feel like there's a lot there. So there you go. Wait a second. Hold on. Did we just get a super sticker in from Mark Cannon?
I believe we did.
Did we just get a super sticker from Mark Cannon? Sure enough, Mark Cannon. How about you? I gotta. Let me see where's my applause at. Thank you very much, Mark Cannon, with the $9.99 sticker. Thank you very much, Mark. We definitely appreciate that here on the here on our Drive the State Blitz. All right, 4A Region 2, as we looked at it, again, not a lot of changes here. Obviously, just questions about who's 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we'll see what happens here this week. Just with the 1 seed in Region 3, obviously not a lot changed there on that one. Obviously, you're going to see some battles start to shape up here with that district 4A 12. And I got to tell you, you look at it right now, there's Naples, there's Port Charlotte, there's Dunbar, there's South Fort Myers. They're taking the spots right now. Southeast, Blake is actually the number 8 team in this region, Chris, but Southeast, they would take that 8th seed because they would be the highest team rated in their district right this second. And they're right now they're on track to potentially win their district championship under head coach Kurt Bradley. Yeah,
Southeast, I think they deserve that. They deserve to be in the playoffs, but we'll see how this shaped up. I think they're better than Dunbar too.
Well, Dunbar's had some struggles. Naples, I got questions about Naples too, but Clearwater River Ridge, those two teams are meeting up this week. So we've got some games where you're seeing matchups that are on this bracket here this week, guys. They're playing here soon, so we're gonna take care of some of these issues here. So we're going to start to figure out. We're going to separate some teams out here in the next this week and in week 10. So keep an eye on that. 4A Region 4. Well, okay, hold on. Why in the hell is American Heritage at number 4? I'm telling you, I cannot sit here and deal with this any more longer. I'm telling you, this is, if there's anything that is in an atrocity here, it's this. It's this. This is an atrocity. American Heritage at 4, given the strength of schedule they have played, they would probably they would wax the floor with most of these teams in this region.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with McCarthy being at number 1, but the rest of it, I think American Heritage should be at number 2 at least. So I mean,
I tell you right now. Okay, I tell you right now. We're gonna settle this here pretty soon. Here, I believe American Heritage and Norland play this week. All right, we'll take care of some of the issues there. American Heritage and our Archbishop McCarthy, they'll be here pretty soon as well. And I think that's a week 10 game. I want to say because they're in the same district. I'll tell you right now, if you put Jensen Beach and American Heritage in the regional final, I'll tell you right now, American Heritage would wax floor on Jensen Beach.
Oh yeah. And I think Dillard being there at 3 is a travesty. I think they should be at least probably a number 2.
Yeah, I mean Dillard's playing some solid football, but this Emory, I agree. This has been debating that me and Chris have talked about. I feel like that the FHSAA, the FHSAA power rankings from Max Preps, it's weighing so much more on win loss versus strength of schedule. The strength of schedule, you might as well just throw it out the damn door.
Yeah,
I mean,
we were talking about that earlier, Emory. And
this is why. But this is why
there's no basis for strength of schedule in this thing.
I mean, this is where the Florida Power Rankings Index, with strength of schedule is a big component. All right, obviously the OSI, the Opponent Strength Index, is one part of it, but it's also baked into the other part into the rating itself. And we really focus on the strength of schedule being a key component on that. Some people ask me, especially Port Charlotte, they did share our rankings last week. Some people were asking, why is American Heritage 2 and 3, who's now 3 and 3, by the way? They say, well, why is a 2 and 3 team number 1? But again, have you seen who American Heritage has played on the schedule? Come on now, come on, people. See, I told you I had some mini soapboxes tonight. That was another one. So, yeah. There you go. All right, let's get into 5A, Class 5A Region 1 as we roll into this here. Mainland 1, nothing's really changed here. Obviously, you see Niceville is now sitting in the 8th spot right this second. I see some interesting things happening. Me and Chris had an interesting debate a little earlier. I wouldn't say it was a debate necessarily. It was more like who's going to win 5A3.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to give a little too much love to my alma mater. I don't know if Middleburg's going to necessarily win the district. They got to play Ponte Vedra this week. If they can beat Ponte Vedra, then there's a chance but they got to play Beachside too. Beachside already has a win over Ponte Vedra. I just feel like Beachside most likely could take the district, but if Middleburg beats Ponte Vedra, I would say Middleburg does actually have better. The chances of winning the district are going to be much higher. That's where I really think That's where I'm really feeling on this one. But Lincoln 7, obviously, I think Lincoln's going to win their district, no issue there. Mosley already beat Milton. Mosley, I want to say Mosley, Niceville, and if Mosley meets Niceville and Florida High, do you think I just don't know if they're going to have enough to finish at the 1 seed. I think 2 or 3 might be their best shot. Mainland is just played a very strong schedule. Zach, I just don't know if they're going to get the 1 seed. And honestly, here's my thing. Here's my thing about Mosley. Mosley seems to have good seasons, but in the regular season, but get the playoffs and somehow something happens. So that's where I have some issues there, and it's just something that it's bothered me the last couple of years. I got to see Mosley. I just got to see Mosley win a playoff game. That's what I need to see. So, Anyways, 5A Region 2, we're looking at Lakeland, the 1 seed. I'm not surprised here with Lakeland being at the 1 seed. Obviously, the question is Gaylor 2 or should it be Edgewater 2? I mean, it's two. I feel like there's going to be a fight for that 2-3 spot. I feel like Tampa Bay Tech's going to be kind of sitting in that 4 spot, Chris, here. But Winter Springs is starting to come down, and we'll see what happens. But Edgewater and Winter Springs this week. Edgewater most likely they'll take care of Winter Springs, win the district, get a playoff spot locked in. But it's I don't see too much changing in this region right now. I think
I don't either.
The only spot I could see a flip flop coming is Winter Springs, and maybe seeing Springstead coming into this.
Yeah, I could see that. But they still got a couple district games to play for both of these teams, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, we'll absolutely see what we got going on here with this one. All right. 5A Region 3 here as we roll along here. Okay, there we go. Manatee at the 1 spot, and this this one bothers me because Manatee lost Friday night 35-0 to Columbia. Yet here they are at the 1 seed. This is just totally I get it. I get the Manatees played a strong schedule, but again, you have got to win some of these games. You can't just schedule tough and then drop these games. That's my problem with all
it's
this.
Like they're playing darts with this thing, and it's like, okay, let's put Manatee number 1, and then, I don't know, let's put this team 2, 3, 4.
It just feels like that, but obviously, I mean, it just there's some things there. Cape Coral, the Cape Corals have got an automatic bid into the playoffs. They obviously won their district, so they are in. 7-0 at this point. Riverdale, I feel like they got Fort Myers this week. I'm interested to see. Fort Myers has obviously some struggles. Obviously, Sammy Sirianni has been out for a while. I don't know when he's suspected to return. I haven't seen anything, but when is the FHA releasing their rankings? I thought, yeah, this is what we're talking. Coach Bell, this is what we're talking about. These are the rankings this week. These are this week's rankings that we're talking about. This is what the projected playoff brackets are going to be like. This is what the projection is. So this is what you're seeing right here is what based upon the FHA rankings that came out earlier today. So, yeah, with that said, man.
I just have a problem with Manatee being number 1 right now. They should be at least only number 4, if you ask me.
Yeah. Oops, hit the wrong button. Why is it going back to – there we go. The wrong button. There we go. 5A Region 4, Atlantic at 1. I got another bone to pick up. Why St. Thomas Aquinas at number 3? I just don't get it, but it's the same story, different region.
Yeah. Oh, man. St. Thomas at number 2. St. Thomas they should be listed number 1 or 2.
I mean, this is the song that never ends.
It's like it's too much emphasis on when to over strength of schedule on this thing.
I mean, St. Thomas Aquinas has played a much tougher strength of schedule compared to Mater Academy. And Atlantic has played some decent teams. Don't get me wrong. But, man. And by the way, St. Thomas Aquinas has gone over the pond. They played, by the way, they played Hollywood Hills Friday night, got on the plane Saturday to go across the pond. They're sitting there watching the Browns versus Vikings in London. They are playing the NFL Academy out of United Kingdom on Wednesday, by the way. So I don't think I put that on the forecast. I will have to put it in a forecast because I can track NFL Academy's wins and losses because they do post that information. So we will put a forecast up on that. So, but we're not putting it on the picks. I think St. Thomas Aquinas will wax floor on the NFL Academy, but we'll see how the kids handle the adjustment with the time change going 6 hours difference over the pond. So we'll have to see. But we'll have to see on that one. But all right,
it's no different than playing a noon game. So there you go.
There you go. All right, so Class 6A Region 1 here. Buchholz sitting at the 1 seed right now. I see Mandarin has come up to the 2. Nice has dropped down. They're sitting at 4. Pace 3. Fletcher has moved into the 8. You see Lake Howell has dropped out of this, and that's the thing for Lake Howell. It's the strength of schedule for Lake Howell. It's not going to be good. This is what's weird. Strength of schedule, sometimes you see it show up here, and Lake Howell's being dropped out because of the schedule. Other parts of it, I got major questions on. So again, we could go about this all day, all night. So let's just roll along. We got only so much time left here before we have to get rolling here. All right, look at it real quick here. Buchholz won. Obviously, you see there's not really much change outside of Fletcher coming in and Lake Howell dropping out of this one, Chris. 6A Region 2, ask me why Davenport's in there. The hell I know about that, but they're sitting there at the 8th seed right this second. So that's and then Plant, I got questions. Plant's 2 and 4. I don't even know where to go with that one, Chris.
Yeah, I don't either. We had this discussion earlier about Plant, where they should stand, and I've got them out of the playoffs. Just full transparency.
And then this one right here, I got another one. I mean, Leonard at 1. I mean, why is West Boca at 4? The hell I know.
They should be number 1.
West Boca should be number 1, and they're sitting at 4. Okay, this is gonna. I mean, yeah, Durant. Durant will be in. Durant would be in the playoffs, by the way, in Region 2, just because they more likely could end up winning that district. But we'll see if Bartow makes a late surge there. But man, there's more questions than answers on some of these brackets here. This one's another one right here. There's just too many questions. And then you get into Region 4. I actually agree with Southridge being at 1. I mean, West Broward 2. I think those are the top 2 teams anyways, but in that region. But you start to get around here and it's like, well, you got these teams that's kind of interchanging in and out. You see Cooper City bouncing in, Piper bouncing in. Doral Academy has made some moves. I mean, yeah, this is just it's one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, hey, this is crazy.
Yeah,
So.
It's like they're shooting darts at the at-large bids in its bracket. So.
Oh yeah, you're right, absolutely. Quickly here, 7A Region 1. Not too much change here. Obviously, Creekside still sitting at an 8th spot right there. That's about where we're looking at. Chris thinks that thinks Winter Park could be in the mix here. I think Winter Park is in the mix. The problem is what happens here. With Haggerty here, we'll have to watch, but Haggerty sitting at the 6th spot. Obviously, you see Sanford Seminole sitting at 7. And then, of course, Lake Mary and Lake Brantley right now looks right this second is that Class 7A District 3 could end up taking four teams into the playoffs right this second based upon what we're seeing here.
Yeah, I've got that district like in 3 instead of 4.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how
Haggerty I have an issue with Haggerty being in that bracket.
Well, we'll have to see what happens here, but I agree with you. There's some issues there, but this one here, Venice at 5. I mean, Venice. I mean, they played IMG. I mean, this is just—it's one of those things that come sees, come saw. It's seesawing back and forth. Ocoee's at the 8th seed right now. I mean, I feel like Venice should be a higher seed, but right this second, the rankings are saying one thing, and it's just, yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I just don't know where to start with this one.
I don't know where to start with this one either, but and then you got Region 3 here, Vero Beach 1, Lake Nona 8. I mean, you look at this. I mean, a lot of these. I think this one. I think we actually said we're pretty okay with this one. How I think it's shaping up here. Eastridge and Dr. Phillips meet this week. That's going to be an interesting game. If you told me at the start of the season that would be a game to watch this year, I would have told you hell no. But here we are. It is a game to watch. Palm Beach Lakes is making a push here. It looks like Palm Beach Lakes is turning a corner, and now they're sitting here in the rankings here at number 7 in the region. So hats off to the Rams there at Palm Beach Lakes High School. And then our last but not least, but this is convoluted of a region outside of Miami Palmetto, which I think is the top seed anyway in this region. You might as well just go ahead and throw darts. You might be right as to what 2 through 8 is going to look like, because I really don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, too many teams out of one district here. There's 16.
Yeah.
They've got 3 teams. We were talking about Coral Gables earlier.
No, absolutely here.
And Coral Gables at 4, I just disagree with. I don't think they should belong. I don't think they belong in this picture right now. So.
Absolutely, I agree with you. As we wrap this up, Chris, here, any final thoughts here? I mean, obviously, Mark Cannon says, "How good is Eastridge really?" I mean, obviously, I got a name for you. I'm going to throw out Frank Scott. If that name sounds familiar, obviously Leesburg for a year, Eustis for many years. a really good coach, a coach that knows how to win ball games. He's the fifth defensive coordinator there under Donnie Birchfield at Eastridge, and I think that is a big, huge reason why Eastridge has gotten so much better here is because obviously bringing some new coaches on staff has helped change. And obviously, and I will say another thing. The south end of Lake County is growing. I mean, there's actually that just came out here within the last 2 weeks. They are getting ready to look at building another high school somewhere in that area, be it near Groveland or Claremont or or Mineola. Honestly, I would love to see the name of Claremont. I would love to see. This is what I would like to see. Bring back the name Groveland High. Change South Lake to Groveland. Turn East Ridge back into Claremont. Give the names back to the cities. Claremont High. Give Claremont High back. Get Groveland High back. Let Lake Mineola's basically already got Lake Mineola. Let them have their names back because that's what a lot of people remember, especially nostalgia. I get it. That's how I feel a little bit. So, anyways, any final thoughts there, Chris?
Yeah, just a lot of more questions than answers in this thing.
Absolutely.
The playoff bracket. Looks like they don't put a lot of emphasis on strength of schedule. So,
absolutely.
That's what we see.
No, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot to be digested here and everything, but yeah, they're gonna have to pay me some good money to be the FHSAA czar. That would be that. I'll tell you that right now. At least a 6-figure contract, in my opinion. That's how it would be.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got 4 great shows coming up tonight, Chris. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to these interviews. A couple of them I'm really looking forward to.
So, no, absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to it here as well here. And, wait a second. X is having some problems here tonight. Says it's over capacity here. What's going on? But, yeah, Mark Cannon says pay the man. All right.
It must be the agent Orange up there in D.C. or maybe
hey, we're not going to talk politics here. None of that.
No. But maybe it's also NHL opening night. So we'll see.
No, absolutely. All right. We'll be back here in just a few minutes here for the Blitz Southwest Florida edition here on FloorHSFootball.com.